This training in particular, because it was all about rites of passage, and my son's going to be 7 this year, and I really felt that he's turning away from me and out towards the world a lot more. So I really felt that he's going through a developmental stage that the community doesn't consciously recognise. Certainly the people around me don't mention it. And I knew of rites of passage and all of that, and I was just looking around to see who was doing what with forest schooling. And this just came up synchronistically. Sal, Native American, which is the only kind of religion, if you like, that's ever actually made any sense to me, because it puts you at the centre of your world. It doesn't ask you to follow anything other than yourself, and to use nature as a guide, as a way of connecting to your journey, yourself, your path, other people, and it just kind of, I've always found it really empowering, whereas other things that I've tried have been disempowering, they've taken from me in some way, whereas this kind of practice is always given. So yeah, that's what brought me to this particular, and it helped me to acknowledge and get involved with, life stages. I hadn't really even considered it, because nobody around me had ever considered it, or had considered me, as my progression, my maturation. So, and I look around and I see a lot of adults who actually have matured into adulthood. I feel like I've only just grown up, I'm going to be 40 this year, and I'm like, the Peter Pan syndrome I think I had, but there isn't really anything in our culture that facilitates that in a healthy way, which is what I love about the forest schooling and nature connection. It's something where it offers an environment to help people to use their own volition to grow, to mature with their body. So I see lots of adults who haven't progressed past 5, 6. Their behaviour, their mentality, their emotions, teenage, a lot of men and women that I've met that are still a rebellious teenager, and actually they're 40, 50, 60. So to me this is a really great way of facilitating a healthy maturing of the human, which is what's pulled me into this, really. I've had some great conversations with Sal about my own perspective on what he's facilitating, and some of it I feel is relevant, but some of it from my perspective, because we all see it in different ways, isn't so relevant. But I think it's just taking away what you can weave into your own life, because that's the stuff that's going to stick. I've gone to so many workshops and come away and do absolutely nothing with it, because it hasn't, you have to make it part of your life. So certainly things like being out in nature, sitting, and just kind of offering healthy hazards to children, and letting them have their voice, and just kind of recognising that there is a natural maturing process, and we've got to honour that to help the children to step into, like my son, he's going to be 7, and I said to him, what the camp is about, when he's quite close to play, but within the forest schooling, that he's being watched, and the people that are working with him are watching to see when he's ready, how he's progressing. I spoke to the chap yesterday, and he said last time he saw my son, he wasn't very good with the knife, he was a bit all over the place, but this time, because we've been practicing, he noticed he was a lot more confident, and he could give him more hazards then, because he knew that he could behave. So things like that I think are really important for children, to feel that they're being held in some way, and that in itself is a passage of some kind. So I think it's just taking what bits fit into your life, and trying to put them in, at the appropriate time, I guess. Because we've got a lack of community. Everyone I know feels this longing for a community of some kind. A lot of people don't live near their families anymore, especially in the West. We've all moved away, left home, families are separated, a lot of divorce, single parents. So I think these kind of camps are a really good these kind of spaces kind of offer a relief from the outside world and its craziness and its lack of connection, its lack of healthy communication.